the no afro blue.
If, let's suppose I wanted to go up with my husband, what kind of screening health-wise would I have to go through this?
Virtually none. Well, that's if you can walk in the door all right and you answer the right questions and you look good and looks like your relationship is in good shape, you'd probably be invited. As I told you earlier, health has not been a problem in swinging ever. The incidence of the transmitted diseases among swingers is extremely lower than the same age group of the general population.
Here are two doctors. What are your comments?
The incidence of heterosexually transmitted AIDS has been on the rise. We work in a hospital in Brooklyn, and it's closed groups like this that have contacts together that will have a much higher incidence. And all it takes is one person to be an IV drug abuser or to have had a blood transfusion.
Exactly.
And
let me give you a doomsday scenario. Last weekend in Vegas, there's one time bomb in there, a person exposed to the AIDS virus, one guy. And he goes and he has a very active weekend. I mean, isn't it conceivable that he could spread the disease to dozens of people?
No. Like many of your members of the audience here, we were very terrorized when we read some media reports on AIDS. So we started writing some of the major labs doing AIDS research, the CDC in Atlanta, the New York City Department of Health, their AIDS tracking unit. The head of that unit has written us and categorically stated the heterosexual problem with AIDS is a drug-related problem, period. It is not passed sexually.
Well, we've seen cases in the hospital of a wife being divorced for 5 years that had a husband that was an IV drug abuser. And she has given AIDS to her new husband, which 5 years ago, she doesn't know where this person is, whether he has AIDS or not.
They find if the husband was a drug abuser, the wife was as well, and that was the transmission.
Well, it's not true at all. In most of the cases, actually.
Well, I'm sorry, that's the reports that we get from the CDC. I consider them very knowledgeable in the area.
Real-life experiences that we've seen. A woman coming down with it from her husband who got it from prostitutes.
These are the initial reports you get in the hospital.
This is a real-life crisis.
The tracking unit gets different stories when they follow them down.
You're condoning the lack of use of condoms to millions of viewers out there, and you're the floodgates to the heterosexual population.
Not at all. Not at all.
I just have a comment.